Hello everyone, welcome to Fair Channel. Today the video I want to talk about cost of study in Japan. Let's get started.
Fair Channel.
Cost of study in Japan. There are a lot of Japanese language schools in Japan, particularly in Tokyo. They offer a reasonable rates depending on the length of the course. However, there are other expenses you should consider besides the course fee when you study abroad. The common question is, how much does it cost to study in Japan? Let's see some of them. First, visa application cost. First, if you have planning to study abroad, must consider how much you will pay for the visa application. The fee vary depending on the purpose of your visit, from 3,000 yen to 6,000 yen. But watch out, if your passport will expire soon, you need to renew your passport, so there will be passport renewal fee as well. For 1 year length of study, you need to have a valid passport more than 1 year length. Aside from your passport, you will be required to submit COE, which called Certificate of Eligibility, for the purpose of your study visa. To obtain a COE, you will need to pay the 1 year tuition fee first. On the other hand, if you are willing to take or choose a short-term course in Japan, then student visa application is not necessary. However, you must need to apply for another visa, which called visit visa. So it's a visitor visa. It's very simple visa. People who wants to visit Japan, they also have visitor visa. Short-term study, you can study in Japan in Japanese language school with the visitor visa. If you already have a visit visa or you're already in Japan, you can directly enter the Japanese school without applying for the visitor visa. However, if you don't have a visit visa yet, then you need to pay for the tuition fee to receive a letter of admission from the school. Having the letter of admission from your chosen school is very important during your visit visa application. And once you obtain a visa, then you will need to purchase your tickets, indeed additional cost on your plan to study abroad. Tuition cost. The course cost is the primary factor in determining a Japanese language school, aside from its features. To know the exact amount of tuition fee, it's better to contact to the Japanese language school or contact through us. The course fee will depend on the type of school and its location, and also the length of the course. Let's say some of the Japanese language school in Japan, particularly in Tokyo, how much does it cost? Let's talk about different schools. The first school is ISI Tokyo. Let's talk about different fees for different programs. First program is short-term program. A short-term program without student visa, you can apply from 4 weeks. The 4 weeks fee is about 94,550 yen. 8 week is 165,850 yen. And 10 weeks will be 201,500 yen. Let's talk about long-term. Long-term program, you need to have a student visa. So 6 months program will be 450,000 yen. 1 year will be 823,000 yen. Let's talk about another school. The second school is called Japan Tokyo International School. We call it as JTIS. The short-term program is they count as per week. So it depends on your length of study for your short program. The fee is from 9,000 yen to 25,000 yen. Long term, the first year is 722,800 yen. A second year will be 626,400 yen. So if you are applying 2 years, Second year will be a little bit cheaper. Fees may include books or study materials or student insurance and others. To understand more fully about the tuition fees of these schools, please contact us for assistance. The provided data of fees may serve you as a guide on how much other school may cost, and you can now at least think that how much money you will spend every month or year when you study in Japan. This cost also may become different for every year due to the taxation. So please ask us first before you applying the Japanese language school. Once you have chosen a Japanese language school, then there is another thing you need to consider. It's the accommodation. There are several types of accommodation in Japan, in Tokyo, and they are designed for international students. However, if you are living downtown or main city such as Shibuya, Shinjuku in Tokyo, so it is expected to be more expensive compared to those accommodation not choose in the city. You must consider getting an accommodation that is not too far from your school, or you can choose school dormitories. You can also check a private room or share houses online, or you can also check from the school, as many of them offer different kind of accommodation. To take a note, they will usually ask for the reservation fee of the accommodation. It's about 20,000 yen, and also the cancellation is not refundable. So make sure you are going to leave the place and make sure your visa is ready for applying. Let's talk about other expenses. Other additional expenses include food, transportation, phone, health insurance, and study materials, and so on. These should be include your monthly budget plan to keep your expenses within your finances while studying abroad. Considering the living expenses required to look for a perfect location that fit within your budget or your lifestyle. The example shows below for an overview of the monthly living expenses in study abroad in Japan, in 3 different locations as well. Let's talk about Tokyo. Tokyo is known as the most expensive city in Japan. So mainly monthly rent, food, and other expenses will be higher than other cities. Total living expenses per month will be 70,000 yen or 170,000 yen, depending on how much your rent is, how expensive your mobile phone contract is, or other expenses. Let's talk about Kyoto. Kyoto, the total expense per month will be 61,000 yen or to 140,000 yen. Nagano. Nagano total living expenses per month is around 54,000 yen to 130,000 yen. As you can see from the graph, Tokyo is a bit more expensive than other cities. So now I want to give you a help you stay within your budget. There are ways to keep yourself within your budget. Let's start by choosing the school location like Sapporo, Nagano, Kyoto, and Fukuoka. Will help you lessen the cost of your study. It will help you best if the school you choose settle in a less expensive place in Japan. Another way to cut back on your expenses is by choosing accommodation that suits your budget. Instead of renting a private room or apartment unit, then you can select shared dormitories that offers from the school. Some language schools do offer accommodation, so you better check it out. Cooking your food rather than eating out in a restaurant can also save you a lot. You may use your saving for other personal expenditure such as groceries, personal care, health care, and more. Besides, you may also try purchasing a packed food at the market, which is more affordable and very convenient. On the other hand, you can take a part-time job to cover your daily expenses. However, only students who have valid visa are allowed to work, like a student visa or working holiday visa and other valid visas. Remember, a visit visa or tourist visa is not permitted to work part-time. If you have one of these visas that allow to work in Japan, then get a work permit at the immigration office before working as a part-time. You should take into consideration not to take a job that forbidden to students. Also, you should not work more than the permit hours per week for students, which is 20 hours per week and 40 hours during the extended vacation. We have talked about the total cost of studying in Japan. If you have any question or concerns about studying in Japan or total cost studying in Japan, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can contact us from the description below or email. We'll see you on the next video. Bye!